Okay, here's Mega here. It is the next day and we're gonna get started with the party here. So what we're gonna do first is I got my keys here and I got my steering wheel, and we're gonna go turn the steering wheel to the left. I guess it should be easier to work on the rotor if it was to the let's turn the steering wheel to the left. We can do that because this is the front of the car we're working on. And it should be up in the air right now. This should be really easy to move. There we go. All the way to the lefties. There we go. Okay. This should be good. Turn it off. Alright, so that's what we got to work with. So there's a lot of cobwebs and stuff around it, so I'm gonna go get a blowgun and we'll go blow up all that extra debris there. Okay, so I know we're gonna be doing some we're gonna be blowing some air around, and I'm gonna be working at that wire wheel later, so I've decided to put the iPro on now. So here we go. I got my handy dandy air gun here. I'm gonna go clean out all this crap. These I have to pull these rotors back, the disc cover, quite a bit to get it to clear. It kind of sucks, but at least it's not touching. It's fine. Okay. In here. I don't know why. I'm gonna try to get a screwdriver or something and fish that out. Okay. And that side is prepped. Now it's time to go get pardon the compressor noise. So this is what I'm going to be using mainly, is my DeWalt drill with a little wire brush attachment. This is a little cup one, and then when I need to get into like some tighter spots for plane dots, there you go. So I got one of these little air die grinder tools with a small wire wheel, and I have a large wire wheel right here just in case we need it. So, but mainly we'll use the drill because I don't want to run the compressor all the time. It's kind of annoying. It runs out of air quickly too. So here we go. We'll try my best to get all this rust off. Yeah, I'll try to hit up everything, as much as possible. All right, here's my out. Anyway, here I'll just give you a little example of what's going on here. I want to try to get most of the rust off, the loose stuff, anyway. Because if I put paint over the rust, and it, what's the word, if I put paint over the loose rust, and if the loose rust flakes off, then the paint comes off with it. So you want to at least get the loose stuff out. Okay, so about 5 minutes later, that's what we got. Not too bad. I still got to hit up some little spots, some hidden spots here and there, but it's okay. I guess the important thing is to get the stuff that's in the front. I guess this is stuff you'll be looking at most of the time. I gotta kind of hit up these little spots here, but that's what I got that for. So I'm gonna go hit it up with that now. It does look a lot better. It looks like when I first bought it almost. So we just got to get these little patches done, and then we'll get ready to start painting. All right, here's my guy. I do realize that I'm not probably gonna. The best thing to do would be to take the calipers out. You could probably take them out and hang them on under the fender and then spray it, but I wanted to try this brush painting thing out, so we'll see how it turns out. All right, so I'm gonna go hit it up with this guy. I highly suggest, if you're using like a tool like this, or like these wire wheel tools, you wear safety glasses, because it throws these little wires everywhere. All right. Let's try to get in the little. And we don't have to get all the rust out, just like pretty much, you know, just the loose stuff, really thick stuff. Alright, well, you got the gist of it, right? There you go. It's pretty much done already. I seem to get this little spot out, though. It's gonna be tough. These parts where the brake pads are all. Okay, well that looks like it's about as good as I'm gonna get it now. Unfortunately, I could not get that one spot on here. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. Actually, I think what I can do is get the Dremel. Some of these spots are really hard to get. If I can get the Dremel with the little kind of little brush tip on it, it should do it. But I'm pretty much ready to go paint it. I'm gonna go shoot it with the air gun right now. That last piece of rust dust out, and then we'll go get the paint ready. Alright, okay, so for those last hard to reach spots, I'm going to use a Dremel with the little brush thing that I was talking about. I should probably take that little thing out. Get those hard to reach spots there. Bingo! That took a bit. See, that shit was loose, man. Okay, I know what I'm there's a better tip that I can use to put in there. But yeah, looks like the Dremel has saved the day. Just gonna get these hard to reach spots with it. It has a little light so I can kind of see what I'm doing. So all I can say is, hey, if you're going to install these AutoZone rotors, and you're probably going to want to paint them later, if you have wheels you can see the rotors, you don't want it to look all shitty. You might as well paint them before you put them on the car. They will rust like a mofo. It looks pretty good. Like I said, it doesn't have to really be perfect. You're going to be covering it all up with paint anyway. So just want to make sure you get the loose stuff. Be careful not to. Also, be careful not to nick the boots for the pins. Or else your rotors will get stuck. Your calipers will get stuck later on when dirt gets in them. Hard to reach spots there. Alright, looks good. Okay, there it is. So, that's the, this is the Pour 15 caliper paint right there. See? It looks really big from the camera, but it's really small actually. It's a tiny little can. That's black paint. It says to to clean it and then degrease it. I don't see any reason to degrease it, man, because we used the brush on it, the wire brush, so everything was dry. So I don't think we need to degrease it. So, but we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. So it says to put one coat and then wait 3 to 4 hours and then put another coat. But I think what I'm going to do is we'll put one coat, and then we'll start taking the other wheel off and start cleaning the other side. And then by the time that's ready, I'll put a second coat on this. So here we go. And I'm probably just going to throw this brush away after too. Like I said, I've never used this brush stuff before. It's funny, there's a nuclear logo here. I don't know why. Yeah, maybe some radioactive calipers here. Just kind of brush it on evenly as much as possible. I'm pretty sure we probably should do more than one coat. Probably do 2 coats. And this is, it'll give it like a ceramic finish. See, it's pretty easy to get on there. It looks like it's drying pretty fast too. I can feel it's getting sticky already. Probably don't have to worry about getting the brake pads painted. I may touch up the clips brakes with this stuff too. The ones on the clips are painted black already, but they're starting to chip and stuff already. I mean, they've been like that for a while. Caliper paint lasts a while. But, you know, this stuff is in has to operate in a harsh environment, you know? So we need like a special paint for this. Alright, so you kind of get the gist of it. I'm just brushing it on, and I'll let you know how it goes. Looks like it's going pretty good. Probably don't want to brush it while it's getting sticky. Okay, so you kind of get it. Alright, I'll show you the end results. Okay, it's right here. I don't know, maybe it's been like 15 or 20. I've been at it for 15 or 20 minutes, and that's what I got. Looks pretty good. I think I got most of it. There might have been some spots that I missed. Like, I can tell I missed a spot like right over there. So I'm not gonna lie, this is a lot more time consuming than just spray painting it, sorta. So spray painting it with the spray paint caliper paint is it's easier, and you can get like all in the nooks and crannies and stuff. But like I said, I didn't take anything apart. I'm just doing it while it's on the car, so it would probably be, I don't know, it's okay, I guess. I got most of it, so whatever you can see. so that's the first coat. I'll probably do one more coat. Like I said, when the other side is prepped, I'll throw another coat on this real quick, and then yeah. So yeah, it took about like 20 or 30 minutes to get this far. One thing to note is if you use a brush, like that brush, you might get brush strokes. The dual piston caliper it's a pretty porous kind of metal, and it's not smooth, is what I'm saying. It's like really, you know, it's porous. I suppose you could polish it or something if you wanted, but don't bother. So yeah, it'll take the paint in pretty good because it's porous, and but the thing is, like, it kind of dries fast. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you get some good brush strokes in one area and kind of lay it on a little bit thick, not too thick, but and then don't touch it anymore, because if you touch it again, it gets sticky, and then that's when you see those brush strokes. So right now that looks pretty good. It could use another. I think it could use another coat, but it's a little bit thin, but that's okay. Actually, it's not thick. Actually, it's kind of snotty, but it's especially around that area. But yeah, it's, I don't know, it's not the best stuff to work with. I'm not gonna lie. It's I think spray painting it turns out better. It's more uniform if you spray paint it, but it's kind of easier because, you know, you don't have to take everything apart and you don't have to mask stuff. Like I got some paint on the brake pads. It's no big deal. I got some paint on the rotors. It'll burn off with the rotors. So yeah. So that's the first. That's one side, and I'm gonna go take the wheel off the other side, and then we'll get started on that side. And then by the time that side is ready to go, we can do the second coat on this. But I'm pretty happy with the way it looks. It looks good. All right. Also, another thing is to make sure you put something on the ground, just in case the paint drips, because like the paint dripped off the brush a bunch of times. So just kind of, oh great, see, it's already hardened. I'm just gonna throw this brush away after. So now my driveway's got like some little black spots in it now. So yeah, I would suggest, that's why I brought this out. When I do the other side, we're gonna put this down. That way we don't make a mess. So I'm just gonna chuck this brush now, and then we'll get another one. But for now it looks good. All the way around. Did I miss anything? It looks like I missed a spot right there. Yeah, it's kind of hard while it's on the car too. So I'm not gonna lie. It's harder, and it seems like it's more time consuming. The where you save from like the masking and stuff, you waste, brushing it on. But it's not too bad, and it's not like you're wasting like a lot of paint. All right, here's my go. Another thing you might want to do is move the steering wheel around. If you're doing the front rotor, you can move the steering wheel around, because when I moved it straight again, to take the other wheel off, I noticed in here it was not painted, and then there's some here and here not painted. So make sure you move the wheel around a little bit, since you can do that on the front. And that way you can get access to other areas. Also, to get underneath, I lay down on the ground, so that's what I did. And then, like, if you got long hair like me, wear like a hat or something else, so your hair doesn't touch it. All right.